Okay. Accidents almost happening here. Have you ever felt unmotivated? You feel like you've been putting so much effort and you've been doing all the right steps, watching all the videos, reading all the books, but your efforts just aren't going anywhere? And you're probably thinking, should I give up? Is this actually for me? Am I not disciplined enough? Or is this just not my path? We're here to figure that out today. And I'm here with my good friend, Cássia. You prefer Cássia or Teana for other people?
I use Teana de Cássia, so it's fine.
Both. It's both. She is a booming business owner and a content creator. And I've personally watched her journey since we were very young and just dreaming of doing half of the things that we're doing now. So who else would be better to have this conversation with me? So first and foremost, do you want to talk a little bit about your journey?
So to stay on topic and to make this short, I am 24 years old. I do content creation. I've been doing it since 2023. And I also have two businesses. One is an online store for hair products, and the other one is a studio for content creation, photography, and podcast. With that being said, all of the things that I've stated that I have been doing are things that were very difficult to start, where I faced a lot of fear from myself, not even repercussion from other people, because I didn't even share those ideas with the wrong people, but it was just a lot of fear, especially even just content creation, because content creation is what made me a businesswoman. A businesswoman didn't make me a content creator. I started doing content creation first, and that was the scariest thing that I've had to do so far, but it was also the most impactful thing.
You think big part of your fear was mostly putting the content out or having to do the creation process from an unfamiliar place?
It was putting it out. It was putting it out because unlike other things that you do, let's say you can start a business, nobody really knows how much you're making. Nobody knows if you're failing or not. With content creation, nobody does it to have 10 views. Let's just be real. Nobody starts posting content so that nobody but your mom and your friends watch it. That's not the goal. So it's an arena where you fail publicly. So it was just that fear of, what are people going to think? Do I look silly? Everybody can see me fail because it's the beginning. And in the beginning, you don't have any impact at all.
Exactly.
So I would say it was the fear of other people's perceptions. It gave me a lot of anxiety.
Okay. Bouncing off of that and to start on our topic, unfortunately, sometimes the failure is inevitable. And I personally don't like to believe that failure is an end to the journey. Sometimes the beginning of your journey is marked by a lot of failures, especially in content creation. It's a lot about trial and error. You're gonna have to fail a lot first to understand what really creates impact and what touches people and what people resonate with. Given that, how have you navigated these trials and errors to figure out what really is for you and what are the things that you need to change or maybe let go of in your journey?
So I would say that it's trying. You have to try and you have to put out a lot of volume. Don't think that 20 videos is enough. That's not enough. I know it sounds like it's enough because you think okay, 20 videos, it should be giving me an idea of what the market wants. 20 videos is not enough. You have to make at least 100 videos. That's what I heard from somebody that's successful, to really have an idea of what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. So keep on posting with the 10 views, with the 200 views, with the 100 views, with the 3 likes, with the it's only your best friends in the comments. You have to keep on doing that because that's going to signal you to which direction you want to go. And after you get that signal, you also need to know, is it what I want to do? Because you can blow up from a meme, but you don't want to do memes.
You want to do something that's long lasting and not something that's just going to give you viral views for just 1 week and then you're gone.
Exactly. But again, even that allows you to know exactly what you want to do more of and what you want to do less of. So volume is going to teach you.
And how have you managed, because that's a lot of expectations as well for yourself, and sometimes that can lead to a position where you're on yourself, or you have unrealistic expectations and you don't know how to manage not meeting them, which happens at times, especially when you're just learning.
Yeah.
How have you gone about managing those expectations?
I let them fly, honestly. Like, I look up to people like Kanye West in that regard, being honest with you people. And I think one time he said, everything that I've done is just less than what I thought I would do. I truly believe in shooting for the moon and landing on the stars, because I know that I'm probably not going to land on the moon right away. But if I place those expectations really high, then I'm going to get to at least half of that.
Okay.
And that's how I deal with it. I just keep the expectations high, because even when I don't meet them, I'm still doing quite a lot than more people are.
Exactly. I feel like for myself personally, and especially in this journey, a lot of times, and especially in the beginning, I was very hard on myself with the expectations that I had. And I feel like that's also natural, because in social media, you see people going viral over nothing. You see people putting themselves out there so easily, and you think that it's simple, but you don't see all of the failures that they had behind it, because you only find people when they're successful.
Exactly.
And people only support you when you're already successful.
Exactly.
So a lot of times I held myself prisoner to these expectations. And I say prisoner because I weaponized them against myself. And that just deterred my progress and stopped me from viewing these failures as pivot points instead of negatives about myself. And I want to know from you, what are some cues that you've learned to recognize when the path is right for you?
First of all, I am very spiritual. I'm a big believer that if you have a dream inside your heart, it's because you're supposed to do it. Because I don't have the dream of being an actress. I don't have it in me. I don't care to be an actress. I don't care to be an opera singer. Therefore, it's not something that's written out for me to do. But I do care about being successful in business, impacting lives, doing content creation. So it's something I'm supposed to do. And people always like to say that it's very saturated markets and it's hard to make it. If you have that in you, that's number one thing that you're supposed to go after, because you wouldn't have that in you. So I knew that this is not something that I just woke up one day and wanted to do. That was something I was supposed to do. If I do my part, God's going to do his part, and things are going to align.
So you would say that a lot of times, especially in the beginning, you have to be kind of delusional and just put belief at the forefront of everything. Yeah, I feel like for me, like holding on to that delusion was really important. And personally, I had to kind of treat my content as if it was just a diary out loud that people were just, open to see, but I was kind of talking to myself, and that helped me break through that wall of getting used to putting things out there, even if you feel like nobody's watching. Also, a very big important part for me was developing my intuition and recognizing when I feel good about what I'm doing. If I like the person that I am when I'm putting certain things out, and if I'm putting something that just comes from an expectation that isn't genuine to me, would I like the person that I am if I kept doing this? And if the answer is no, then to me, that's a clear indicator that I need to change paths. And if the answer is yes, I could wholeheartedly do this for the rest of my life and be this person for the rest of my life, then I would be happy. Then that's an indicator to keep going. What are some practices that you've done, or some things that you've implemented in your day-to-day life to build that intuition and to learn how to recognize that you like who you are when you're doing these things?
So one would be self-awareness. It can be a prison sometimes. If you're a person that's always asking yourself, why am I doing that? Why do I feel that? Where does that come from? However, it does really help to know, because if you're about to make a decision and you're so self-aware to the point that you notice that something within you is pointing you to another path, then that's going to save you a lot of trouble. So I would say practicing self-awareness and practicing being at a state of peace. Because whenever anything happens that puts you out of that state of peace, then again, great indicator, your intuition is going to kick in. And also, sometimes you just have to do things, because sometimes you'll feel nerves and fear, but it's not because you're not supposed to do it. It's just because you're about to switch gears. So sometimes you have to allow yourself to fail so that you can differentiate, okay, this is just fear of doing something new, and this is actually a warning.
You also can't build discernment without knowing from both sides of the spectrum. You can't know what's good for you without knowing what's bad for you.
You have to fall a few times, and then you'll know the good feeling from the bad feeling. Yeah.
Do you have some recommendations or your favorite things to do to become more peaceful and to practice self-awareness?
So, self-awareness. I've kept a diary since I was 11 years old. That helps a lot. So journal. If you don't like writing, open up your phone, open up your computer, record yourself talking to yourself. That's number one. That
was very helpful for me as well. Doing voice journals.
Exactly. That's very important because you have to become your own best friend. Second of all, having time for yourself. And that's without social media, without anything that's going to allow other people's energy to penetrate your own energy field. Because even when you do post, sometimes your head is thinking, what are people thinking? You're still giving them energy. So find time in the day where you can pour all that energy and just keep it within yourself. I would say those are the things. And keep on visualizing, meditating if you wish, exercise of the sort. I do like lifting weights sometimes. I do want to get into dancing. Moving your body helps. In spiritual practices, whether it's prayer, meditation, your crystals.
And how do you think those things have helped you transmute that energy into your business and content creation in a positive way?
Oh, so many. First of all, you have a much stronger essence of who you are. So that's going to give you original ideas. When you stay out of social media for a while, you get to actually think and you get to bring different ideas and concepts. You're not there imitating everything that goes viral.
Yeah.
You actually have some time off and you think, wow, this would be a good idea. How do I execute this in an entertaining, attention-grabbing way? That would be one. Another thing would be knowing exactly who I want to be and who I want to talk to. Because the more you develop yourself, the more you know more about yourself and what you want to do in this life, you know what type of content to make, what type of business to bring to the table, what type of deals to have that are going to lead you closer to that vision. So at the end of the day, you just need to have time to think, have that laser focus, and then time to work and make that vision come true.
I wouldn't have put that in a better way, honestly. Because the topic of today is how to have that discernment of when you should keep pursuing the path that you're pursuing. And like I said before, a big indicator for me is when I don't like the person that I am when I'm doing something. Or if I do like the person that I am when I'm doing something that I want to keep going. But in truth, that can only work if you've already taken the time and if you are taking the time to develop that connection with yourself. Be it through journaling, through self-exploration, like you said, movement. My yoga practice has been really big in developing my personal brand and figuring out who I am and who I want to talk to. Yoga goes beyond the mat. Yoga is a practice, an inner practice of self-exploration, of finding your balance, of finding your truth, of finding both sides of the spectrum and bringing them into unison. So I really like that you brought that up, of taking time for yourself and how that helps you develop your business and your goals and whatever you want to put your effort into. So I think to finish our conversation, I'd like to ask you, do you have any message or any words of inspiration for people who want to start a business or make content or put any effort out there for a specific goal, but they find themselves kind of stuck and not knowing which direction to take?
Yeah, I would say, first of all, know that the pain of regret, it's way worse than the pain of failure. That's number one. And two, once you do get over that fear and you do choose failure over regret or possible failure over possible regret, develop a really strong vision and just work towards it every day. Don't be afraid to study, to develop yourself. There's going to be a lot of boring tasks. And above all, don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
That's perfect. I hope this brought you some light if you feel like you're stuck in place and you don't know whether or not to keep going. I hope you enjoy this and have a beautiful day.
That's it.